blanket will consist of those colors, and I'll leave here in the corner each color and the temperature it's gonna represent. This little design is inspired by English paper piecing technique that you do sewing up, and that's how it works. You do little hexagons, you cover them with fabric, and then you sew them together. And everything is done by hand, so there is no machine using in this technique, although you can use a machine, but you can do this just by hand. And this is something maybe you don't know about me. I do like doing that English paper piecing a lot, so it inspired me to make those little hexagons, not much bigger than the 1 inch that I use for sewing, and then make a little lap blanket, or even you can make a little baby blanket for the baby's first year. Since I'm designing it to be 17 hexagons wide, and then it will have about 21 rows down. This will make about 370 pieces around there. So the first row will have 18 hexagons. The second row will have 17 because we're starting one row inside, or the other way around. So here I made a hot pad with those hexagons. So you see how this goes inside this row and this row is outside. So the longer row will be 18, the shorter will be 17. And this will give me about 40 inches to 40 inches blanket, and it will be just perfect. I'm using 4-weight yarn for all the colors. They are a combination of 4-weight yarn, Red Heart Super Saver, Mainstays from Walmart. I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, Joann's, those value yarns, and Michael's. All these on the budget side of the options out there. And this is all scrap yarns as well, so you can reuse your yarn. Even if you don't make it a temperature blanket, you can still reuse your small scraps of yarn. And let's start making those little hexagons. I'm using a 4-weight yarn. So, and the recommended crochet hook is 5.5 for all the yarns. And we start with a slip knot here. Insert your hook through it and chain 4. Now go back to the first chain, draw a loop and close that ring. Slip stitch through your stitch on your hook, and then you have now a ring where we're gonna be working our double crochets. So chain 2, and inside the ring crochet 17 double crochets. We do count the first chain as a double crochet, so we technically have 18 double crochets in that first row. You can hide your tail inside your ring here, so you don't have to weave anything when you're done. Move your stitches if you think you don't have enough space. All right. So we're gonna go back at the top of the chain right here, and we'll do a slip stitch, and then we'll go into that first stitch and we'll do one more slip stitch there as well. And now we'll use this stitch to chain 1, and in the same stitch we'll do a single crochet, half double crochet, and a single crochet. All these 3 stitches are in that first stitch. This will be the little corner of our hexagon. So we are creating those 6 corners here. Then in the next stitch we'll have a single crochet. In the next stitch we'll have one more single crochet. and then we are doing a little corner again. So we'll have a single crochet into the next stitch, half double crochet into the same stitch, and a single crochet into the same stitch. And here we have the second corner, and we'll repeat that for a total of 6 corners since we are doing a hexagon. And then again we'll repeat. We'll have a single crochet into the next stitch, a single crochet into the next stitch. So between each corner we'll have 2 single crochets, and then we'll have a corner. We have a single crochet here, half double, and a single into the same one, and then we have 2 single crochets into the next 2 stitches, and then we have a corner which actually has 3 stitches, a single, half double, and a single, and then 2 single crochets again, and then we have a single, half double, and a single, 2 stitches, 2 singles into the next 2 stitches, and then we have a corner again, single, half double, single, and then we have 2 single crochets before we close the row. And now we're gonna go back into that stitch we did, that chain, and we do a slip stitch. We keep our loop a little bit longer since we'll be using that tail to stitch our hexagon. And you can crochet them in rows, or you can start different shapes. You don't have to make a blanket. You can make anything you want with those hexagons. But if you're gonna go in a row, we'll just grab the tail that you left, or you can use one color, maybe white, maybe black, to sew your pieces together. But to make it easier on myself, I'm just gonna use the tail from my piece. So there. Okay, let me show it on a brighter color instead of dark colors. So since I'm here, I'm gonna put them back to back. I'm gonna use my yarn to come all the way to that corner, to that half double crochet we did. And then I'm gonna find that half double crochet from the opposite piece, and I'll be just sewing them together, going through the loops, going only through the back loop of the stitch of this side and back loop of the stitch on my side. And I'll just grabbing those corresponding stitches back to back, just like this, till I reach the next half double crochet. And I'll stop there because that will be the spot where I'll be connecting the next piece. And here it is. Just like that, we'll connect all the pieces together. And if you go in rows, you're just gonna have to do that. Or if you want to go week by week and have 7 days and 7 days and 7 days, you can do this. My plan is to go for 17 pieces on row, and the next row will be 18 pieces, and then I'm gonna alternate till I got the whole year. I'll check with you at the end of the year and see how far I got. You all know how to help a channel grow. Subscribe to the channel, watch the next video, and browse my Amazon storefront for my top picks and my hobbies. Take a look, click through, and perhaps purchase a thing or two that catch your eye. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.